today is Monday, and I'm sure everyone's wondering, and trust me, so am I, where in the world is Miley? Where's my car? We saw it last Thursday, over a week ago. Here we are still waiting. Where's my car? So I called this morning. I said, hey, I called Wednesday. They said it's not done yet. I'm gonna call back on Friday. I called again. They said no updates yet. I called today, and they said they're still waiting for an estimate from the body shop, and hopefully by Wednesday, like no later than Wednesday this week, they should have an answer, which means they haven't even started working on my car yet. So my car's just been sitting for the past over a week, just sitting. So it makes no sense, really annoying. They break my car, and now they're just taking their sweet time, and it's really pissing me off. So I was tempted just to go and bring one of my spare seats and put it in the car so I can bring it home, but then I don't want to get stuck having to fix my Recaro on my own. Granted, it may happen faster, but then I have to pay out of pocket for something they broke, and I don't want to do that. But again, I don't want to wait a week, 2 more weeks before the thing's finally done, because if I don't have an estimate till Wednesday, well, they're getting the estimate, not me, but if they don't have the estimate till Wednesday, which means they won't even start working on the car till like Thursday, Friday, maybe if I'm lucky. So my luck, it's gonna be another week and a half, 2 weeks before the car's even done. So I don't know, man, it's just annoying. Like, my luck, they break my seat for, I don't even know how you even possibly manage to do that, and then they take their sweet time to get it fixed. So I'm just hoping and praying that sometime, maybe before Wednesday, but if Wednesday's the latest day, I hope I get an update on what's going on and my car be fixed ASAP, because I'm really tired of waiting. But I don't know, if I call Wednesday and they still have no update, I'll probably just say, hey, I'll bring a seat and I'll just take my car home, and then once you the estimate, just write me a check. And because like, this is ridiculous. It makes no sense for me to sit here and wait for my car. Just, I don't know, it's dumb. It's very dumb. But that's your Miley update. A lot of people are asking, where's the car at? The car's sitting at some shop in Kaiserslautern and just doing nothing. So I don't know, I wish I had more for you. Wish my car was home, but it's not. Again, it's my luck that they would break my seat randomly and then take their sweet time fixing it. But we are just playing the waiting game. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by no later than Wednesday, I'll have some more information for you guys. And then there's this thing. So this car is supposed to go to the shop Friday morning, but the hot water in the house had stopped working last week, and the guy showed up Friday morning at about 8 o'clock, didn't leave till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was here literally all day long, swapping out parts, this and that. So needless to say, I couldn't take the car because Casey was at work, and I was the only one home. I couldn't leave the guy here by himself. So car is still here. He doesn't have any open spots this week just yet. I already called him. I'm just waiting to see, but the car is just sitting. Inside the car here is a bit of a mess. All this is kind of torn apart and all this other stuff. I do have a new ignition switch today. So in terms of actually pulling all this apart and getting to your ignition switch, which is located on the back side of the cylinder here, you can actually unplug from this side, but you can't pull the switch out because there's a screw inside there, and it's kind of a pain to get to. So your two options are going from the front side, taking off this, and then pulling everything off from the front. You do need a puller to actually get the whole cylinder to come forward, which I do not have. So the other option is going down to the bottom under there by your feet, unbolting. There's a 13mm bolt that goes through, unbolt that and pull the entire thing completely out after you obviously unplug all this stuff. Pull the entire thing out. You have to kind of like hold the shaft to the side a little bit so you can get a screwdriver in there, but it can be done. I saw a few videos like that. So there's 2 ways to do it. I'm going to do way number 2 because I don't have a puller. It looked fairly simple. I did it at the junkyard, and it seemed pretty easy to do. I didn't have any trouble getting it out. Now, I don't know about putting it back in. Some people say they have some trouble, or it takes a little bit of time to line it up perfectly, but it shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. As you can see, our steering wheel and all the components and the entire shaft is completely out. Right here's your ignition switch, and then inside you can see right down in there is a little screw to get to pull the switch actually out. So all you gotta do to do this, unplug everything right here that's on these plugs, unplug them, remember where they go, and then down underneath here, if I can show you, back up in there, right there, there's a 13mm nut and bolt that goes through that. Undo that and then pull the entire thing out. Now this is all, pulling this out is the easy part. The fun part is actually getting this out. Some people said it's not too hard, some said it's kind of tricky. You have to kind of like pull this shaft this way to make enough room to get your Phillips head down in there to get to it. Hopefully we can do it without too much trouble, and then get our new one right there, put in, back in the car, and we'll see what it does. As you can see, the switch is now out. I had Casey kind of pull this down like that a bit. You can see there's a bit of movement that happens there. And I use this kind of narrow one to go straight down, and you kind of have to hit the screw head at a little bit of an angle. Just be careful not to strip it, but it should come out. It's not very tight. Back that out. Here are the ones right here. This is the old one, this is the new one. Honestly, it's really not that bad of a switch. Maybe it went bad, but I think this was also replaced in the car. I really do, because the bolt at the very bottom of the steering column that held this in had yellow paint on it, like it's been pulled out before, and I think it has. We'll see. But it didn't look that bad. But here's our new one versus our old one. So we'll put it in the car and see what happens. New switch is in, nice and tight. Just reverse all your steps, put it back in the car, and then start it up. Right, back in the car, we have the steering wheel back in. I haven't put the bolt through, but not the nut back on yet. There's a little like C cutout on the shaft, so it only can go back in one way. So if you're worried about the steering wheel go back in straight, the bolt only fits through one way, so you have to put it back exactly how it came out, or it won't go back in. But now, the only thing I've plugged in so far is just my ignition switch. We're gonna test it right now and see what happens. I got lights, which is good. Car starts. So we successfully changed our ignition switch, didn't mess anything up. That's good. Now we'll see if the car dies or not. So the car ran for a little while, and then of course it died like it always does. Now I've pulled this alarm box down. Let me see if I can do this with one hand or set the camera up. Hang on. Okay, so this is the alarm box that's in the car. RDW has a Volkswagen logo, Volkswagen part number, all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's a factory box. It might not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. Normally on the Mark IIIs, you would pull out this bottom plug here and connect the two big wires. This car, as you can see, doesn't have those big wires. Now there's this green wire here that's been spliced in to 3 and what number is that? The 3 and 4. It's been spliced in right there from the top. I actually cut it earlier to see what would happen. If these two right here aren't spliced together like this, the box won't click, the car won't start at all. Won't even try to start. There's no power. So this looks like a bypass that somebody did before I even got the car. So that's definitely interesting. I don't know if that has to do with the trailer stuff or not. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think it would. I don't see why you have to bypass something to make the car start with a trailer, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I put it back together, and now with this connected again, the car now starts, and I can pull the connector out as well and connect it through. But if these connectors are not plugged into the box, the car will not start. I can get power, make it click if I connect the front side of the connector, like the same way here, it's on the front side, like plugging into it. But without the box itself, the car will not start. Now, what's weird is that when the car dies, I hear this box click. Now, I don't know if the box itself is going bad or what the issue might be. So I might just need a new one of these. I don't know. I'm gonna wait till I take it to Sasha, let him diagnose the rest of the problem. But I wanted to try this switch that I had it sent to the house, and I wasn't doing anything anyways today. But it is where when the car is running, it runs fine, and then I hear the box click, and it turns off. So I don't know if the box is bad. But the normal Mark III bypass you can do does not work on this car. As you can see, there's already been a bypass done. I don't know. It's weird. Very, very weird. I think I'm gonna end it off here. My ignition switch already swapped out. I didn't think it was a problem, but I had the part sitting here and doing nothing today. The car can't go to the shop today anyway, so I figured I might as well swap it out and see what it does. The car still dies like I figured it would. The part number on the alarm box in this car is 1H0953-233F. So I did some research online. I found a couple forums in German that try to translate. One guy was trying to explain how to bypass this specific one for cars that don't have immobilizers, because mine does not. But it's very confusing trying to go from German to English and understand all the things, and he had all these like wires going to places. So there is a way to do it on this one. I just don't quite understand this particular forum. I'll do some more research and see. I'm still trying to get the car into the shop sometime this week, and also hopefully have Miley back sometime this week as well. I think we've gone through just about everything on the car. I think it might be the alarm box that's causing the issue. Possibly. There's always a lot of forums about how to bypass it because it causes so many problems. But like I said, I figured I would try the ignition switch since I had it, and I would do nothing else today. It was $8, so worth trying at least to see what it would do. We're still with the same problem. I gotta say though, I am very curious to see what actually turns out to be the problem with this car, because it's just such a weird thing. And I've read all the comments, and I've tried to do every single thing you guys have said except for a new ECU, and I haven't put a new alarm box in yet. but I tried bypassing it and that doesn't work. You can't just unplug it, that doesn't work either. But in terms of in here, we've done new coolant flange, new temperature sensor, new distributor, new Hall sensor, new spark plugs, new monopoint injection. All that stuff there has been swapped out before. Coil pack, the plug wires. I mean, we've tried everything in here. Ignition switch back there, fuel pump in the back. I even took a strainer through the gas tank looking for like debris. Nothing was back there that I saw. Vacuum lines are all good. It's just so weird. I've checked all the relays down there. This car doesn't have an ECU relay. It has different ones, but it doesn't have the 109 or any of those relays. It doesn't have it at all. So I'll be very curious to see what the actual problem is with this car. It may turn out to be the alarm box that I do hear it click for the car shuts off, or maybe it's the ECU. The last thing I haven't actually changed out yet, but again, I'm very curious to see what actually turns out to be wrong with this car. Back in the garage you go, little demon car. One day, boys and girls, one day this car will run properly. I miss my VR6 so much. Everyone, please say a prayer that hopefully by Wednesday they have an estimate on fixing my seats, and then hopefully soon after that you get a call saying your car is ready to be picked up, because I want my car and I'm really close to causing a big scene because it's ridiculous. They broke my seat and they're taking their sweet time and I just want my car. As always, don't forget, be thankful for the day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.